8 most dangerous tourist attraction places, which will shock your mind. If you are an adventure lover, then this video is for you. Must watch till end. Before we continue, please press the subscribe button and the bell notification icon to receive regular updates whenever we upload a video. Number 8. Downhill mountain biking, Portugal. Portugal is a beautiful country with great food, stunning scenery, and lots of history. But what truly sets it apart is the hospitality of the locals. Downhill mountain biking is a style of mountain biking practiced on steep, rough terrain that often features jumps, drops, rock gardens, and other obstacles. Downhill trails are built to be extremely steep, challenging, and fast. You can expect lots of gaps, jumps, drops, technical corners, and of course rocks and roots. Average speed for a mountain biker is 10 miles per hour during riding. Mountain biking is an inherently dangerous sport with the distinct possibility of severe injuries or even worse. No matter where you ride or how well you know the trail, you should never ride beyond your skill level and always ride in control. The Algarve in the south of Portugal offers more than just a scenic coastline and a favorable climate. They've also got some of the best downhill bike tracks around. There are companies that will shuttle bus you to the top of the mountain as many times as you want during the day. The Algarve's trump card is that you can end an evening on the beach. Number 7. Kitesurfing in Tarifa, Spain. Kitesurfing in Tarifa has to be one of the most exhilarating experiences we had whilst road tripping in Andalusia. Known for its perfect, clean wind, this was one destination we didn't want to pass by. It really is one of the best adventure sports in Spain. Kitesurfing is the sport of using a power kite to pull you along on a board over the surf and water, often at high speed. Experienced kitesurfers also perform tricks, but we're still in the trying to stay on the board club. Tarifa not only has the best wind for kitesurfing in Europe, but it also has fantastic Atlantic beaches along its coastline. Which means the wind can be taken advantage of even if it changes direction. From the superb beach to the north of town, to the central Los Lances beach, the opportunities for catching the wind are many. Kitesurfing is quite dangerous. The death loop occurs when riders don't release their kite or simply don't have a chance to activate the safety mechanism. But why does it happen? One of the most common situations is when the central D power line gets wrapped around the control bar, resulting in an uncontrolled kite loop. Number 6. Ziplining in Croatia. Croatia is home of the world's biggest truffle. Croatia was something of a latecomer to the modern tourist scene following the turmoil in the region in the 1990s. However, now it's truly broken away from that reputation and taken its rightful place as one of Europe's most appealing adventure attractions. If you're looking for the best adventurous activities in Europe, then you should add ziplining in the Cetina Canyon in Croatia to your bucket list. Located close to the town of Omiš, a short drive away from the famous Split, the Cetina Canyon is the perfect destination for adrenaline holidays. There is more to ziplining than just strapping yourself to a wire and speeding downhill. The activity takes a few hours since you will usually meet the zipline team in Omiš, and they will drive you to the starting point at the top of the Cetina Canyon. It starts with a short hike, during which you can admire the beautiful canyon views, and you will then do 8 wires, gradually making your way down the canyon. The first and longest wire is 700 m and is 150 m above ground level. Not terrifying, but ziplines will definitely make your heart pound. The scariest part of riding a zipline is jumping off the platform. You have to fight your natural instincts and put trust in your guides and gear to finally make that jump. Number 5. Surfing the river wave in Munich, Germany. On the Eschbach, a river that runs through the English Garden in Munich, Germany, locals hop in the water to surf its standing waves. While France, Spain, and Portugal have dominated Europe's surf scene, the river wave in Munich is highly underrated. Because the wave never ends, surfers can easily perfect tricks without the rush of time. After surfing in California, Indonesia, and Australia, I knew I had to give this iconic river wave a go. I patiently waited for my turn to arrive and paddled into the wave. Because the wave was so fast, and broke much differently from the waves I am used to, my turn was over as soon as it started. Though I visualized myself surfing on the wave for minutes, reality served me just a few seconds. surfing is very dangerous. There is a very real risk of drowning while surfing. Hold downs, getting trapped on the reef, being separated from your board and not being able to swim in, and unconsciousness through a collision are all possible causes of drowning while surfing. Number 4. Base jumping in Norway. Tourism in northern Norway has boomed over the last few years. Tourists from all over the world can communicate easily in English with local Norwegians, as English is the widely spoken second language. Epic roads connect stunning, rugged locations, making Norway one of the top driving destinations on the planet. Base jumping is the recreational sport of jumping from fixed objects, using a parachute to descend safely to the ground. Base jumping is one of the most dangerous sports in the world. In Norway, base jumpers from across the world meet up once a year to jump off from atop the 1,000-meter height Jerrig mountain. Base jumping is one of the most dangerous recreational activities in the world, with a fatality and injury rate 43 times higher than that of parachuting from a plane. It is probably the most dangerous sports. However, with the exception of a few exceptionally dangerous cliffs, the sport is generally legal in Norway. The most famous destination for divers is Preacher's Pulpit, which is a cliff with a 1,982-foot drop. Number 3. Scuba diving in Silfra, Iceland. One of the most iconic adventure sports in Europe and the most beautiful diving locations in the world has to be the Silfra dive in Iceland. In terms of extreme sports, Europe only has one place to swim between the tectonic plates, and it's here. The dive site is located in Thingvellir National Park. Because the water here is fed from a glacier, it's crystal clear with visibility up to 100 meters. It's insanely beautiful. However, don't expect to see an abundance of life here. The Silfra fissure is where the tectonic plates of North America and Eurasia are slowly moving apart, and you can swim right between them and touch them both. With one hand on America and one on Europe. You can also snorkel here and see the fissure from above. Whichever one you do, it's very cold. The water was about 2 degrees when I did it, and the outside air was 10. Diving does entail some risk. Not to frighten you, but these risks include decompression sickness, arterial air embolism, and of course drowning. There are also effects of diving, such as nitrogen narcosis, that can contribute to the cause of these problems. However, careful training and preparation make these events quite rare. Number 2. Skiing on Mont Blanc, France. France entices people of all ages with some of the world's most iconic landmarks, world-class art and architecture, sensational food, stunning beaches, glitzy ski resorts, beautiful countryside, and a staggering amount of history. Mont Blanc is the big mountain with great ski conditions and a family-friendly feel. It is quite hard to ski on Mont Blanc, since the altitude ranges from 800 to 1,700 meters. Days can be 6 to 12 hours skiing climbing. We will be climbing about 350 to 450 vertical meters per hour. This is most suited to people who practice endurance sports regularly, and who already have ski mountaineering experience. Mont Blanc, which borders multiple countries, is the tallest mountain in Europe and has the highest fatality rate of any mountain on the continent. At least 15 people died in 2018, while in 2012 as many as 11 people died in 3 consecutive days. There is also the inherent risk of any activity in the high mountains. Around 30 climbers die on Mont Blanc each year. Number 1. The first glider, Switzerland. Among the spectacular mountain scenery of Switzerland's Bernese Oberland, Grindelwald First is a ski area in winter, but in summer it becomes a playground for adrenaline sport lovers. There is a walkway suspended from the cliffs, a zip line and a mountain karting track, but for the ultimate in adventure. Try the first glider, a kind of hang glider meets zipline that's one of only 8 of its kind in the world. Our group of 4 was kit up in snug-fitting bodysuits, before being attached to an eagle-shaped metal frame. You're hung below, which feels strange to start with, but you soon forget about that as you're pulled 800 meters uphill at 72 kilometers per hour. Going backwards, and not being able to see where we were going added a new spin to the usual zipline experience. And as we reached the top, I held my breath as we waited to be released. Swooping back down to the start at an even faster 83 kilometers per hour, it's the nearest you can get to flying. This is one of the best extreme sports Switzerland offers. There are approximately 5 to 10 glider fatalities per year. It is quite risky to fly a glider. Comment down below, which part do you like the most? Click on the thumbs up button if you like the video. Thank you for watching.